Considering the parameter descriptions below and solution rock mass qualifications and rock mass RM, RS, and Sanangiri and rock mass rating. 10 years for 15-meter response, 6 months for the 8-year response, and get average stand of time 10 years, and get 6 month, 1 week, 10 hour, 30 minutes, and 6 month, 10 years, 6 month, and 1 week, 1 hour, 10 hours, 1 week, 10 hour, 1 30 minutes, and for 15-meter span, and get 8-meter span, 5-meter span, 2.5 meters per 1 meter span अनि एभरेज स्ट्यान्ड अफ टाइम अनि के अरे कोहेजन अफ द रकमा 400 भन्दा बढी 400 300 300 200 200 200 अनि के अरे 100 भन्दा कम फ्रिक्सन एङ्गल अफ द अनि के अरे रक मास अनि 45 45 35 35 25 25 टु 15 15 भन्दा कम बाट स्टार्ट छ 45 35 अनि त्यसपछि यहाँ चाहिँ अनि के अरे 400 400 300 300 200 200 100 100 भन्दा कम अनि 45 भन्दा बढी अनि के अरे 45 45 45 अनि 35 टु 25 यो फ्रिक्सन एङ्गल अफ द रक मास कोहेजन अफ द रक मास अनि एभरेज स्ट्यान्ड अफ टाइम 10 years both the 15 meter of the span and get 6 month for the and get 8 meter span and 1 week for the 5 meter span 10 hour for the 2.5 meter span and 10 hour for the 2.5 meters 30 minutes for the 1 meter span and rating 100 to 80 80 to 60 60 to 40 40 to 20 20 on the come 4 2 3 4 6 7 5 summers and a very good fear for very poor rating and favorable लियो भने -2 अनि फेयर भयो भने -5 अनफेभरेबल -10 अन भेरी अनफेभरेबल -12 हाले जाने त्यसपछि एक्सकाभेसन छ नि सुरुमा क्लास 1 को लागि त जेनरली नो सपोर्ट रिक्वायर अनि के अरे लोकलाइज्ड अनि के अरे इन्स्टल्ड बोल्ड अनि सिस्टमेटिक बाट त्यसपछि सिस्टमेटिक लोकलाइज्ड बोल्ड विथ 3 मिटर लङ इन क्राउन एन्ड स्पेस 2.5 मिटर स्पान अनि अब त्यहाँ सिस्टमेटिकली एक्सकाभेसन अनि सपोर्ट अनि top heading and benching 1.35 to 3 meter in advanced and get top head composite support after this blast rock bolt and mm, systematic rock bolt 4 meter long and 4.5 meter long and this 5 meter long 3 meter long 4.5 meter long 4 meter long and get with the 1.5 to 2 meter and get apart in space and get meter space in crown and wall and get with wire mesh on the crown and this was similarly 50 to 100 mm in crown and then short grid 30 and 50 mm the crown अनि के अरे त्यहाँ 100 to 50 mm crown 30 mm in short wall अनि sides अनि त्यसपछि short grid अनि के अरे 100 to 150 mm in crown अनि 100 mm in sides अनि light rips with 1.5 meter of the spacings अनि light rips with अनि 2.0.75 meter of the spacings medium to heavy rips अनि light medium rips with light rips with the spacings 1.5 meter अनि require अनि steel sets सर्टकट अनि त्यसपछि रक बोल्ट सिस्टमेटिक त्यहाँ लोकल्ली इन्स्टल रक बोल्ट अनि लोकल्ली इन्स्टल सिस्टमेटिक रक बोल्ट विथ 3 मिटर अनि स्पेस 2.5 मिटर अनि 4 मिटर 1.5 to 3 2 मिटर अनि के अरे 4 to 5 मिटर अनि स्पेसिङ लङ अनि के अरे विथ स्पेस अफ 1 to 1.5 meter apart in the crown and the wall with the mason systematically installed bolt with 5 to 6 meter long and 1 to 1.5 meter apart and that's the 100 to 200 150 to 200 mm crown thickness and the 30 mm insides and మనకి joint are undulating అని. Laboratory tests core sample intact give the average అని. Principal stress direction are approximately vertical and the horizontal, and the magnitude of the horizontal principal stress is an. The vertical principal stress no evidence of flowing water in Kilhati Muzi and I don't know Kilhati rock mass and less than 5 liter per meter locally is expected. And solution and the classification of the individual parameter used in tunneling RQD and rock quality designations and QD the volumetric value of the RQD is used directly the calculations of the Q, and for this and rock mass the average value of the 65 is used and persons and this was good fear poor very poor and is 100 to 90 90 to 75 25 25 to and 150 and 190 and 90 to 75 and good fear excellent good fear and RQD by G and GR by J into any GW by SRF. Can any it continue to join set and plus a random and Joint are rough and weather with unaltered joint wall with surface staining and joint unaltered and gentle rough and planar and undulating rough and weathered and joint reduction factor and joint water reductions and reductions minor flow and that is only less than 5 liter per minute and one and no evidence that the any
चिसो खानु
yes, yes.
अनि भोलि बिहान बुवाको काम दिउँसो चाहिँ मेरो काम है भन
Mm.
म घर बस
Fucking Google Drive, I need. Google Drive, sorry. Sorry, sorry. Pagkabalok. What is it? Ah, you got it. Hence, the respective depth of the layer was found as shown in above and in the previous, which was total layer of thickness. The total layer of thickness is found here. Time intercept and time intercept difference between the travel time between the layer velocity of the upper layer and velocity of the lower layer, time intercepts and depth of the soil layer and And downhole and give you seismic refraction survey and downhole seismic test the source of an impact is located 40 meter away from the world. The GFON source published at an downhole test and in the downhole seismic test, the source of the impact is located 40 meter away from the borehole horizontal distance. The geophone source of the impact and this was this geophones and is 20 meter below the borehole and the borehole and the geophones were positioned at any first geophones and source of the impact 40 meter away from the borehole and this was the first geophones 20 meter and below the borehole top and travel time and अर्को चाहिँ 40 meter below the borehole top and 50 meter and calculate the seismic wave velocity from the downhole tests and the vertical distance and travel time 20 travel time 0.11 0.14 the vertical distance travel time the distance r बराबर यो 20 स्क्वायर प्लस 40 स्क्वायर 44.721 अनि अर्को 64.031 अनि vertical distance अनि travel time अनि यो distance अनि seismic wave velocity यहाँ पर्दैन अनि त्यसपछि यो भनेको 64 del r by del t अनि six for 3.6627 meter per second. And in the cross-hole seismic test, the following data was collected and source of the borehole depth 50 meter and in the receiver borehole depth 50 meter and the horizontal distance were in the receivers and the receiver 60 meter downhole test and cross-hole test sorry the cross-hole test and travel time for seismic wave using this data calculate seismic wave velocity and cross-hole 60 meter लेखेको छ अनि by 0.157 why the fuck अनि किन गरे अनि त्यही नै गरेको so since source and receivers are at same depth अनि the travel path in horizontal space and the seismic wave velocity is given by horizontal distance between the source and the receivers are at same depth and in the cross-hole seismic test the following data is source of the borehole, receiver of the borehole and question यति त नि न के छ र त्यहाँ in the crosses in the following data is source of borehole and the borehole depth horizontal distance between the source and travel time and using the data calculate the seismic wave Cross voltage, since the both source and the bore hole depth and the receiver's bore hole since the both given source bore hole depth and the receiver bore hole depth in a cross voltage are at equal depth, that is 50 meter, there is no any vertical difference, thus the seismic wave. Since there is receiver and the Nigeri source of the borehole are at the same depth, Nigeri same depth, so the seismic wave velocity horizontal distance between the valley and cross voltage, my cross voltage one, or key test down voltage, the horizontal distance निकाल्नु पर्छ त्यति गऱ्यो भने travel time the minus 0.175. Fall distance to side mx PGA, then PGA is 6.74 0.859 m minus L 1.8 ln r plus 5 and magnitude n and this was the mw and capital N and this was the lambda m n by t and log lambda m and for the probability of the occurrence m5 for the 50 or 100 years and p n greater than 1 for m equals to 5 t equals to any log to solve and v for m equals to 4 any log lambda m बराबर any 1 point m minus b m any for lambda m. This was the lambda m बराबर आणि आडा 1.694 आहे 40 equals to आणि 50 years m बराबर 5 आणि p n greater than 1 equals to 1 minus e to power minus lambda m t n. Your resistance is also reaction direction and downward test आणि vertical distance time travel time र distance अनि horizontal distance ले हान्छ. This is geophone 1 2 and vertical distance horizontal distance and travel time distance त्यसपछि seismic wave velocity and gallery size of the 3 by 5 meter is to be exact, determine the length and the spacings of the 15 diameter and a bolt with the yield of the 60 kilonewton and where the fuck is yield and Newton by 0.038 Newton per mm square into 10 to the power minus 3 and 10 to the power 3. NGI method, the average and get a type of the rock with the joint set equals to or less than and get a 2 and P root per hour 2 root over J n into Q bar minus 1 by 3 by and get a 3 CR यो गरे हैन अनि स्पेसिङ छ अनि फुल के निकाले प्रेसर अनि pressure at roof and get the average type of the rock with the joint equals to अनि spacing छ अनि C by P roof गरे अनि C भनेको त्यो yield load देखायो नि त मुजी पर mm स्क्वायर 1000 त्यही त ठिक छ त मस्कलमा न्युटन पर mm स्क्वायर हो क्या नि 1 PA 1 पास्कल बराबर 1 न्यूटन पर मीटर स्क्वायर सो मेगा पास्कल देखा 10 को पावर 3 किलो न्यूटन पर मीटर स्क्वायर हुन्छ केजीलाई न्युटनमा 10 ले मल्टिप्लाई गर्ने बाई अनि सिएमलाई मिटरमा सिएमलाई 10 को पावर माइनस 2 इन्टु 10 को पावर माइनस 2 इन्टु 10 को पावर माइनस 3 25.2 किलो न्युटन पर मिटर स्क्वायर ठिक छ एमपिएमा राख्यो भने त्यो 25.2 इन्टु 10 को पावर माइनस 3 0.0252 MPa हुन्छ होइन उठे रहेछ रुट ओभर अनि के 1.25 मिटर अनि यल रुफ भनेको 2 प्लस 0.125 बी अनि बाई इएसआर अनि रुफ फर द रुफ अनि के अरे ग्यालरी साइज अफ द 3/5 मिटर 3/5 भनेको रुफको स्पान अनि वाल हाइट अनि 7 मिटर काँडाखेरि हुन्छ अनि 3/7 का डेफिनेसन इक्वेसन छैन डेप्थ अफ द होइन excavator surface dimension 5/7 meter is to be supported and 5/7 भनेपछि and for the roof अनि के अरे span अनि for the wall अनि 5 भनेर roof मिटर लिएछ अनि मिटर अनि 7 मिटर रुफका लागि अनि span or height by अनि के अरे for the roof अनि 3/5 मिटर अनि for the wall spacing length of the roof p roof भनेको 2 root over j and q को पावर -1/3 by and 3 jr अनि स्पेसिङ भनेको सी बाई अनि पी रुफ अनि अरवाल एल रुफ भनेको 2 प्लस अनि 0.15 बी बाई 2 प्लस 0.15 बी 5 लिएको छ 2 प्लस 0.15 बी बाई अनि के अरे यसआर रुफ भनेको लामो लेखा के वालको लागि चाहिँ अनि बी भनेको 3 हुन्छ होला अनि क्युडब्लु बराबर अनि 2.5 क्यु अनि इक्वल्स टु 25 अनि क्यु पी अफ वाल अनि 0.0275 एमपिए निकाले हुन्छ किन हुँदैन अनि Consider the weathered and granite rock mass and in which the tunnel of the 10 meter of the span is to be driven and classifications has been carried out and based on the parameter crown of the tunnel 500 mm and meter and below the surface. Rock mass contain two set joint plus random and joint are undulating rough and weathered with the unaltered joint wall and the surface staining and joint set number for the joint set plus random 6 and the दिन्छ क्या J and JR and is for the RQD value 60% which is fear and joint set number G and GR on joint roughness number joint roughness number roughness is defined by joint or undulating and rough planar 3 and for joint alterations number JR and GA and G and GR on joint roughness number and joint alterations number and water reductions number and stress reductions factor. Further dry sections are in a flow less than 5 milliliter per minute and increases are for the depth and 500 meter. For the depth of the 500 meter and the overboard in shear stress will be developed and what the fuck is this dude? Density of soil is 500 meter and 20 kilonewton per meter cube and kilonewton per meter square and MPa and P okay 10 MPa by 500 into 20 and for the depth of the 500 meter the overboard in shear stress will be given by overboard in shear stress sigma b बराबर 10 MPa sigma h बराबर 15 MPa that is यानी कि sigma 1 बराबर मेजर प्रिंसिपल स्ट्रेस अनि one point five sigma b बराबर निकाल्यो अनि since the uniaxial compressive strength अनि 60 MPa sigma c by sigma 1 बराबर 4 so अनि 2 मैले भ्यालु नै देखिन कतै नि ल्यान्ड हो त्यही त प्लास्टिक भन्ने नि छुट्यायो होइन अनि सिग्मा 2.5 to 5 गरेको अनि 2.5 to 5 होइन कि 8.74 त्यसपछि क्यु निकाल्यो हाम्रो होइन अनि सिग्मा एसआरएफ निस्क्यो थ्रु द इन्टरपोलेसन अनि फर 2.5 to 5 अनि के अरे 5 to 10 एसआरएफ 2.5 to 5 आयो भने चाहिँ एसआरएफ 5 to 10 लिने थियो जे गर्दा नि सिग्मा अनि क्यु इक्वल्स टु आर क्यु डिभाइड जे अनि and by interpolate in relating the volume of the index and get a q to stability and the support required of the underground excavations Barton defined the additional parameter and equivalent dimensions because the depth of the spans or the diameter or the height tunnel span 10 meter the ESR 1.6 linear for the hydropower in tunnel को लागि equivalent dimension 6.25 meter from the graph अनि के d equals to 6.25 अनि q equals to 4.64 and your equivalent dimensions and your equals to 6.4.64 so and which place in tunnel excavations in category 4 that is required the pattern of the rock bolt in spacings of the 2.3 meter and then 40 to 50 mm of shotcrete and unreinforced shotcrete and that is required class 4 भनेको 6.25 to 4.2 मा रिलाइज गर्यो भने अनि lies in the class 4 and which place and internal excavations in category 4 require the pattern of rock bolt that is spacing 2.3 meter and the 40 to 50 mm of the any space of the rock bolt and the unreinforced circuit of 40 to 50 mm Similarly, RQD and get is stressed and get after the blastings and around tunnels after drop to 35 and percents resulting in the RQD for 35 or 2.5 IQ as the value of the Q dash for equivalent dimensions D of 6.25 and get replace an excavation just inside the category 5 which require any value of the Q dash with the excavations dimensions and 2.5 they are 4.5 or 6.25 there, and category 5 2.5 by ones and which require the rock bolt of spacing 2 meter and with the 20 thick layer of the steel fiber reinforced circuit with the 2.5 with the 20 thick layer of the steel fiber reinforced circuit and circuit on reinforced circuit for 20 of the thick layer of the Nigeria steel fiber reinforced circuit. Similarly, length of the rock bolt can be estimated from the excavations with B and the ESR and let any b equals to let the length of the length of the rock wall can be estimated from the excavations with b and the ESR at an b equals to 5 meter and b equals to 5 meter and length of the rock wall on length of the rock wall निकाल्नु हुन्छ नि length of the rock wall भने अनि you know the length and spacings and length and spacings of the bolt अनि length भनेको मुझे बिर्स्यो 2 plus 0.15 times of b by ESR अनि 10 किन गरे 5 किन गरे यसले देखाएन भने चाहिँ 2 times of अनि के अरे ESR times of Q अनि के अरे पावर 0.4 अनि 2 times of अनि 1.6 ESR अनि Q भनेको 2.5 को पावर 0.4 अनि 4.6 मा ओके म्याक्सिमम स्पान भनेको चाहिँ अकर्डिङ टु द ग्रिन्स एन्ड बार्टन अनि के अरे पर्मनेन्ट रुफ अनि सपोर्ट प्रेसर्स 2 root over j and q को power minus 1 by 3 j r any case of the distress roof any length of the rock wall estimated from the excavations and length of the rock wall estimated from the अनि के अरे length of the rock wall length बराबर नहीं length of the rock wall estimated from the excavations width b and the ESRs अनि width भनेको छ अनि you can't use 5 this way त्यही त लेन्थ अफ द अनि के अरे 2 plus 0.15 BB भनेको चाहिँ स्पान विथ एक्सकाभेसन्स विथ 3 अनि लेट एक्सकाभेसन्स विथ बी 5 मिटर अनि ESR अनि 1.72 maximum unsupported spans can be estimated from the 2 times of ESR into Q को power 0.4 अनि maximum unsupported spans can be maximum spans can be unsupported spans can be spacing छैन maximum spans can be अनि calculated from the 2 times of ESR Q को power 0.4 अनि permanent roof support अनि 2 root over J and Q को power 1.3 GR अनि ESR आणि 2 ESR आणि Q को power मा 0.4 अनि equivalent 2 meter of the rock bolt and the 20 of the thick layer of the steel fiber reinforced shotcrete and routing adjustment for the discontinuities and orientations for the favorable conditions -2 and the final rock mass rating and 55 minus 253 rock mass rating and 53 that lies in between the 100 to 80 80 to 60 60 to 4 40 त नि होइन अनि 41 अनि द्याट इज 3 क्लास 3मा अनि के डिस्क्रिप्सन्स एक्सिलेन्ट गुड फेयर पोर भेरी पोर सायद त्यही नै होला नि डिस्क्रिप्सन चाहिँ भेरी गुड 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 भेरी गुड गुड फेयर पोर भेरी पोर अनि के अरे भेरी गुड गुड फेयर पोर भेरी पोर अनि स्ट्यान्ड अप टाइम कति थियो 10 वर्ष र 15 मिटर अफ द स्पान 6 मन्थ र 6 मिटर अफ द 8 मिटर अफ द स्पान 1 विक र 1.5 5 मिटर अफ द स्पान अनि 10 आवर्स 2.5 मिटर अफ द स्पान 30 मिनट्स र 1 मिटर अफ द स्पान 1.5 and कति 20 मिटर अफ द स्पान 15 मिटर अफ द स्पान 8 मिटर अफ द स्पान 5 meter of the span and 2.5 meter of the span, 1 meter of the span, 20 meter of the span, 15 meter of the 8 meter of the span, 15 meter of the span, 15 meter of the span, 8 meter of the span, 15 meter of the span, 8 meter of the span, 15 meter of the span, 8 meter of the spans, and 15 meter of the span, 8 meter of the spans, and 5 meter of the span, 2.5 and 1 meter of the spans with the average standing time of 10 years and 6 months and 1 week, 1 hour, 10 hour र 30 मिनट्स कोहेजन अफ द रक कोहेजन कति थियो यार 400 400 200 200 400 300 300 200 200 100 100 भन्दा कम अनि कोहेजन एभरेज अनि के कोहेजन अफ द रकमा 400 भन्दा बढी अनि 400 टु 300 300 200 200 200 100 भन्दा कम अनि फ्रिक्सन एङ्गल अफ द रकमा 45 45 35 35 2 अनि 25 25 टु 15 15 टु 0 अनि 15 भन्दा कम 45 45 35 35 25 25 15 अनि फ्रिक्सन एङ्गल अनि standard time cohesion of the rock mass friction angle of the rock mass. Similarly, support on systematic rock bolt with an area 4 meter long with 1.5 to 2 meter of the spacing in the ground and wall and 50 to 200 in the ground and 30 side of the circuit is required. Rating adjustment for the discontinuity orientation favorable conditions and -2. Hey.